Great food photography is a culmination of beautiful styling and storytelling together. These are ideas and principles I have used throughout my career, and today we're going to apply those principles to styling a cheese board. I'm Melina Hammer. I am an award-winning food stylist, food photographer, recipe developer, and cookbook author. I want it to feel like you're there at the table. I want it to feel like it's in the process of being enjoyed so that it isn't just static objects, and using those shapes and the colors as they relate to each other is going to achieve that. Along the way, during this exercise, I'm going to show you how the relationship of these colors is going to change depending on how I arrange them or what I put next to what. Every cheese board has, I think, a really beautiful bunch of grapes. And so I'm going to start with that, especially because it's one of those atypical shapes. It's not a container shape, it's its own sort of force. And I'm using my iPhone today because this is really about accessibility, and if you have natural light and a camera on your phone, you can do this too. I have prepped a couple things, and earlier I made this delicious marinated goat cheese. This has black peppercorns, orange peel, and olive oil. Super delicious, slather onto toast. I'm just gonna move this other bowl out of the way so I can give it a spot. And here we've got the repetition of shapes, which gives the eye some kind of directionality to move. And of course, this is a really light hued dish. We're gonna see how it relates to what I place next. These are some crackers I especially love. They have a really fun shape. I'm thinking about how that relates. I'm gonna create this sort of organic little path, bringing the eye to the goat cheese. So I'm just gonna stagger these shapes, not be too fussy about it. There we go, I love that. And then next, I think figs are one of those quintessential ingredients. Now I'm looking at the board and the figs, and I feel like they're super dark, and so is the board. And I actually want them to pop a little bit. So I'm gonna put them in a bowl that gives some contrast. And I love the texture of this bowl, so I'm gonna use it not too bright, not too dark, just right. And I tore into one of the figs that was especially ripe because I thought it would be really beautiful inside. And sure enough, it is. So right now, I've been thinking about how everything I've placed so far guides the movement of the eye, where we've got these repeated shapes. The path of these crackers is guiding the eye over to the side. And then I'm gonna bring some elements that I think is going to help further the sort of motion and a sort of overall flow. So I have some cool, cute little pickles, cornichons, and I'm going to add them to this little dish, and some dried apricots, which are always beautiful. I feel that there is a complementary experience, the cluster of the figs, the cluster of the apricots, and again, see, we've got the beautiful orange complemented by the purple, and the softer browns, golds of the crackers and the crostini, sort of framing each of those. Another element I'm going to add is the focaccia. I have this beautiful cheese that has a washed rind, so it's got this sort of contrast, the exterior and the interior with the cream line. And lastly, gorgeous trout roe. And I'm just going to put that over on this side to echo. Now I'm going to take a shot, and actually with the orange and the orange and the orange here, to me that's a little too much of repetition. So instead I'm going to bring it back to the opposite side, place the knife on this side. The orange of the trout roe can come on the far side, pick up some of that beautiful light with its shapes and hue. And I'm going to just sort of bring it on the side and rotate the bowl so that a little bit hangs off, so you can really see the glowing nature that trout roe imparts. And here's a gorgeous cheese board using shapes and color to guide you. One of the common mistakes I see is that people separate, when they're doing food photography, the deliciousness of it with the visual pretty picture of it. We want a beautiful picture, but we really want to connect to the deliciousness of that beauty because it is actually food, right? We eat it. So think about how I can retain that lusciousness while you're styling it, while you're shooting it, so that the food looks great start to finish, and then you can post it and feel really confident in a beautiful picture. Thanks for joining me. In my new Skillshare class, we'll go even more in depth with styling and shooting. We're going to talk about natural light, storytelling, still lives of ingredients, as well as plated dishes. If this has felt inspiring, click below and join me in class. I can't wait to see what you make.